I found my notepad from the talk, where I was sort of scribbling madly because there was just so much coming out of this book, was the idea of belonging and of loneliness and separation. And I think weirdly, because we just talked about how much busier the world is and how many more people there are in it, and therefore maybe we're less tolerant. But actually, we know, and there are so many surveys that have been done, we know that people are feeling more lonely now than ever, even though we are more, theoretically connected to other people. And that there's something about trolling and poison pen letters and this sort of want to bitch, whether it's in the local card group or in the church or in the toddler group, that you want to belong to a group, that it's mutual, mutual hatred of another, of a third party. That seems like a very powerful human instinct, that.
Yeah, no, so loneliness also triggers jealousies too, because lonely people think nobody else is lonely. They think it's just them who are lonely. So they look at other people, particularly successful people online. And so this is perhaps why you got some attention when you did. People who were feeling lonely would think, oh, Liz doesn't seem lonely. That's that
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
Although I was called lonely a lot by my trolls, they love to say, "Oh,
Interesting.
look how lonely she is."
Yeah, of course you
Yeah.
were, because that's their biggest fear.
Yeah. She's sad, she's miserable, she's lonely, she's thin, she's ugly. I have perimenopausal teeth, which I became quite fascinated by because I'd never heard about perimenopausal teeth. But this was one thing that they really latched onto. I've got these marks on my teeth when my teeth got ripped out when I was a child. Um, but yeah, it was what's it's mirroring, isn't it? And sort of all
Yeah,
projection. It was like it took me years to understand that everything they were saying about me, just as 4-year-olds do in a nursery playground,
yeah.
was actually how they were feeling. But that seemed to give them a real sense of power.
Oh, yeah.
And now behind a laptop, behind a keyboard, they
Yeah.
seem very empowered in a group like that.
Absolutely. And did you notice that sometimes they might have not said I, but we? So they're expressing a sort of more general sort of moral belonging to a sort of community that you seem to be against. Yeah, that's common through history in anonymous letters.
Really? So
Yeah.
we know that
Yeah.
that bad woman down the road.
Yeah. We know you dye your hair. That's one of the most common ones from the early 20th century. Look at you pretending to have hair color, the color it is. We all know that's not your real hair color.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
No, actually, I just saw a post from Purna Bell, the journalist Purna Bell, who was saying that her trolls had just said, "Oh, we know that you have Botox, so it's moved
Yeah,
into."
that's the equivalent. Yeah.
She doesn't, you. But again, it's like, yeah, we know that you do this to yourself and you do that. Well, actually, no, I just look like this.
Yeah, and it's trying to shame in a way that
Mm.
it's public sometimes, so the publicness of the online trolling, but you get that in the anonymous letters too. So we all know as a community that you are not, and they always say you don't really have yellow hair, and that what they mean is dye, your hair is you've bleached your hair. So
Yeah.
they really focused on that. And in one of the cases